Hey, grace and peace, everyone. This is Charles here with your Midweek Recharge. And this week, I want to talk about the trap of shiny packages. What do I mean by that? You may be familiar, I imagine, with the expression, everything that glitters ain't gold. And I think when we think about some of our architects, the leaders of the Christian church, we fall into that trap of ascribing to them a degree of infallibility. And I think in particular about Paul. And this week we were looking at the commencement of his missionary journey. And we tend to put Paul on a pedestal and ascribe to him a degree of infallibility, when the reality is that Paul had a temper. And Paul could be moody. Paul fell in and out of relationships with his co-travelers on a regular basis. He started his journey with Barnabas and then got an attitude with Barnabas and was traveling with John Mark at one point in time, and then John Mark disappointed him, and so he didn't want anything to do with John Mark, and then realized how silly he was being and sent for John Mark later down the line. He didn't start traveling with Silas and then spent considerable time traveling with Silas, and on it goes. Paul publicly castigated Peter for being a hypocrite and socializing with Jews that didn't want anything to do with Gentiles that didn't receive the circumcision, and yet Paul could be guilty of some same hypocrisy himself. Am I trying to tear down our leaders? Absolutely not. What I'm encouraging you to do, and your charge for this week, is to view our leaders through the same filter of humanity that we would want to be viewed, to recognize that our leaders make mistakes, that they're human, and to afford them the same level of grace to which we would like to be afforded. Give leaders a chance to mess up. Give them grace. Let them get up and continue to lead. Remember, Paul didn't even begin his journey without the consensus of his co-leaders. They were together, fasting and worshiping, waiting to hear from the Lord before anyone took the first step. And when they did so at the agreement and the accord of all the leaders of the church. Give leaders grace. Recognize they're human. And let's recognize that I don't know where we would be in Christianity were it not for our very fallible leader, Paul. Let that be your recharge.